Madam. Thanks for the invitation. Thanks to Globus also. And this is a really very important topic because the way things are happening all around the world, not only in one continent, but all around the world, uh, there is hardening of stance on with regard to migrants. But I would like to take a overall view, and I would like to say that there are three M's which are held responsible for everything. If there is a law and order problem in a country, so these three are migrants, minorities, and marginalized people. If there is a rise in crime, rise in unemployment, economic conditions are bad in a country, they are the soft targets for the governments and the other agencies, or again, once again, the migrants, minorities, and the marginalized people. Now, it's not only the uh, forced displacement. Even in internal displacement, these three are the most vulnerable sections of society. So they need to be seen from a more humanitarian point of view rather than being seen as a children of lesser God. So that's what I feel, that we need to really understand it from a humanitarian point of view while not ignoring the national security and other aspects also. Thank you very much for this invitation. Thank you. When we talk of migration, we must not only see post migration, but there are four types of migrations. One is internal migration within a country.
Yeah.
So from rural to urban, or from one urban place to another urban place, people are moving. The second one is external migration, where the people want to shift to another country out of their choice. And third is voluntary organization migration, where people are in search of good quality of life, good housing, good education, income level. So that's why they choose. And the fourth one that is most dangerous is the forced migration, which may be due to wars and conflicts, natural disasters, or sometimes out of political pressure also. So these four types of migrations are there, but whether it is internal or whether it is forced one, once again I would like to say that the migrants are the soft targets for now in the present society. What we see is toxic debates happening on TV and other places about which are anti-migration, anti-migrants. And whenever there is some crime happening somewhere in Europe or in US, so search is on for that. That must be from some global South people only, or Latin American or African uh, people only. So that is a dangerous trend, that we have statements from the top leaders also saying that these undocumented migrants, they are criminals, and they are going to poison our blood, they are going to take our jobs, and they are going to catch and eat our pets also. So this is the kind of rhetoric that we are witnessing in present day world, and which is just poisoning the minds of people, which was not the case 2 decades back. So I mean, somehow these rhetoric explanations, they are also responsible for anti-migrants attitude that we are seeing nowadays. We welcome Steve Gilser, Scott, and about the question. You see, uh, the globalization process meant to have a borderless world. where there has to be free movement of technology, of capital, of products, of ideas, and of people.
Sure.
Now, it is the reversing the trend because, as I said earlier, whenever there is a lack of governance in any country and the issues are not manageable by the administration, the soft targets are three M's only, starting with migrants, minorities, and marginalized people. So this has become a trend, and we have seen that far right parties and groups and leaders, they are rising in several parts of the world, almost in all continents. So they are just it's a blaming game that for all the ills of a country, the migrants are responsible. So that is something that is dangerous for the unity and the humanity also, because you see in US has been a nation of immigrants. All the major corporations, they are owned by or they were founded by the immigrant families, and most of the patents, they are being filed by immigrants. So you cannot say that all the whatever economic problems are there, they are because of immigrants. Rather, immigrants are supporting the economies everywhere, and they only face all the bad remarks, toxic debates about them, but still they contribute to the country they have chosen to be in.
Yes.
So the first thing that comes to my mind is that if there is a forced displacement of people from one country to another in search of better quality of living or for security reasons, then it must reflect the failure of the local leadership, that they are not able to provide right kind of amenities, right kind of security and develop their own population.
Yes, I'm listening. We're listening to you, Professor Jagdish.
Yeah. So it must be seen as is this thing that once if people are happy in their own country, why they will get displaced? If there are no conflicts happening within communities, within the nation, or the walls are not there, so any war or conflict that also reflects failure of diplomacy. So let these the leadership should own it, that they are not able to have such quality of life of decent living for their own population, and that's why there is displacement. Thank you. As I mentioned earlier, there has been rise in far right parties and fascist tendencies, and resulting into things like uh, America first, or South Africa first, or even now. Yesterday, I was listening to a politician, new political party coming up in Japan. He says Japan first. So where are we leading to? If we cannot replace humanism by nationalism, it's not a replacement. And on the one hand, we are having tougher anti-migrant policies, and on the other hand, so many countries are offering golden visa schemes for investors to come to their country, for highly skilled professionals to come to their country. So it is a realization that every country needs investments and every country needs more skilled people. You see, we all know that India has the largest diaspora in the world. Over 18 million Indians are settled abroad, and they are all contributing to the success of their respective countries. So many mega corporations are headed by Indian people. NASA has so many Indian scientists also. So migrants, people. they are contributing. This is a fact, and every country realizes it. But only thing is that I think anti-migration sentiment is boosted more for the, as Steve Will said, for the illegal, or we can say undocumented uh, entrants to a country. But we cannot term them all illegal entrants into a country as criminals. They must be doing their jobs. They must be working hard in some stores, in coal mines, everywhere. So let us not treat everybody as a human. Treat everybody as a human being first, and then later on as a whether legal or illegal. But only thing is that if we are witnessing a internal displacements also as well as external displacements. Just we have witnessed perhaps one of the worst cases in Israel and Gaza conflict, that we have ruined Gaza. We have killed more than 65,000 innocent people over there, more children and women also. And still now we are celebrating that ceasefire. So where are the humanitarian concerns? On one way, we are trying to give them humanitarian aid, and another time we are giving billions of dollars worth of armaments to Israel. So I mean, it needs to be a rechecked on these policies, that whether we are right. Uh, we should not claim to be humanitarian if we are engaged in arms deals only as the source of our economy rising. So we have to see it from that point of view. Let us not treat all migrants as children of lesser God. Thank you.
And thank
The one uh, one particular aspect I would like to point out is that we have to differentiate between patriotism and nationalism. Patriotism is that everybody, in whatever capacity you are working for the betterment of the country that you are living in, whether you are born there or you have migrated to that country. That is patriotism. Nationalism is where we are putting one against another.
Yeah.
And that is what is calling all the injustices happening, and people fighting, communities fighting with each other. So that is one thing that has to be taken care of, and somehow if we cannot promote democracy, and democracy requires humanitarian approach where everybody is equal and there are no hierarchies in a society. So these are some things that need to be clearly thought over and put into practice. Yes, every country has right to have its own immigration, migration laws.
absolutely.
Like India, just in from 1st September this year, we have put out a migrants and foreigners policy, where we have made it little stricter. But also we believe that Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, that the whole universe is like a family. But then we cannot treat that any ills that are happening are because of migrants. That should not be the case. That is just an excuse that politicians normally put forward to divert attention from their failure to lead properly and give a decent employment and decent life to their citizens. So these are some things that have to be taken care of in a broader perspective rather than a narrow-minded, isolationist approach of any country. I
Yeah.
think sky is, yeah, sky is large enough for everybody to grow simultaneously. And we need to increase the size of the cake rather than fighting on the size of the pie. And the way things are going, the way BRICS Plus is gaining strength, the way Global South is putting itself again, the way African Union is working hard to bring all African nations on one platform. I mean, things are changing. And the way Europeans are now getting doubtful about their own future and their relationship with NATO, I mean things are changing, and it's a multilateral world now. The multilateralism is there to grow. Its time has come, and there will be alignments on at different levels. Like India is good with Russia also, India is good with US also, and India is good with all global South also, and now improving relations with China also. So there has to be an understanding that we have got only one planet and we have to live together. There's no other option but to live peacefully. No, whatever ceasefire has happened after some talks in Cairo, that could have happened earlier without killing 65,000 people and without ruining the whole of Gaza. And now there will be fight for contracts for reconstruction. So, I mean, we have to see it in a broader angle and like steps like weaponization of tariffs or closing of borders or increasing the fees for H-1B visa, etc. These are all counterproductive measures and they are going to ultimately harm US itself. That there will be shortage of skilled people over there, as accusers have said. And by increasing tariffs, American population will be buying at higher prices. So I mean, we have to see that things are changing, and it's not no more unipolar world. And in this case, it is the responsibility of all leaders to bring, to increase people to people contact through tourism, through arts, music, through films, etc., and through trade agreements of mutual beneficial way. That is the way that everybody can prosper together. I think we are living in an era of interdependence. Not a single country can claim to be totally independent for any kind of resources that it does not need. So we have to depend upon others for things, for goods, for services, for ideas, and for skills also. So for solving all the problems, I think three Ds are there important. Diversity, dialogue, and diplomacy. These three Ds should be followed by each and every government, every society. That one is you must respect and welcome diversity. Then have dialogue between different communities, different societies, and different nations, and exercise diplomacy rather than wars and conflicts. So these three Ds can solve the problem, bring people together, uh, not only for economic sake, but together with heart. And that is the ultimate solution that can be happen, and it will be much more humanitarian way of living.
In data interdependency,